Hey everybody, we're doing some more ed puzzle practice. Check out this equation right here. How many grams of lithium are needed to precipitate 14 grams of magnesium in the reaction below? What's the first thing we have to do to this? That's right, we have to balance it. That's going to give me, there's 2 chlorines here, so I'll need a 2 here, and then that gives me 2 lithiums. 2, 1, 2, 1. Okay. Now, what is our given number? That's right, it's 14 grams. 14 grams is the given number. Can we put 14 grams right here for magnesium? Because it says 14 grams of magnesium, so yes or no? Can we put 14 right here over this 1 in our equation? No is correct. We have to change 14 grams to moles. Look up the mass of magnesium on the periodic table. You'll find that it is 24 grams. So 14 out of 24. 14 divided by 24. That's only 0.58 moles. So really the problem says, how many grams of lithium are needed to precipitate 0.58 moles of magnesium? See, 14 grams is 0.58 moles, all right? So how many grams of lithium? So over here, we need an X, all right? Now we've got to solve this ratio. 0.58 over 1 is equal to X over 2. I'm going to ask you at home, what is the answer to that? It is 1.17 or 1.16. It's really 1.17. So we find out that 1.17 moles of lithium would produce 0.58 moles of magnesium. But the question says how many grams of lithium? So we have 1.17 moles of lithium. How are we going to transfer that into grams of lithium? That's right, we're going to multiply it by 7 grams because lithium, the mass of lithium is 7 grams per mole. .17, or we'll call it 8.2 grams. 8.2 grams of lithium are needed to precipitate 14 grams of magnesium in the reaction. That, my friends, is how you do the problem. Notice these numbers, when we're balancing, stand for moles. If we're not given moles, we have to convert to moles to put into the equation. When we solve the fraction, that new answer is moles. If we're asked for something that's not moles, like grams, we have to multiply by the proper number to find the answer. Let's try another one. Let's read this problem. 17 grams of lead-2 nitrate could produce how many formula units, or that means compounds really, of lead-2 chloride? Look at the equation. So notice lead-2 chloride would be our precipitate. If you look that up, that would be insoluble in water. What is the first thing we have to do to this equation? That's right, balance it. And let's see what those balance numbers are. We need a 2 there, that gives a 2 there, and a 1, and a 1. 2, 1, 2, 1. All right, 17 grams of lead-2 nitrate, that's our given number. Can I put 17 grams right here? No. Right here I need to put moles. How can I convert 17 grams of lead-2 nitrate to moles? That's right, I'm going to divide 17 grams by the mass of lead-2 nitrate. I got 331 grams to be the mass of lead-2 nitrate. So 17 divided by 331 gives me 0.05 moles. So 0.05 moles, that's the number that goes in here, could produce how many formula units of PbCl2? Okay, so I'm going to put an X right here. If we solve this, 0.05 is to 1 is 0.05 is to 1, then we find out 0.05 goes there. 0.05 what? What are these units right here? What are these units? 0.05 moles. But the question says, how many formula units, or how many compounds? What's the proper number for compounds in a mole? How many atoms or how many formula units are in a mole? And the answer is 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. So we're going to multiply these two. We get 3.1 times 10 to the 22nd. All right? And that is our answer. Notice, once again, we divide our given number by the proper number, and that's what we put in our equation. And then when we're done, we multiply the moles that we've discovered times the proper number for the units we're looking for. We're doing the same thing every time. We're going to do one more. Take a look at this problem. 20 grams of lithium are added to water. How many grams of H2 gas should be produced? Okay. What's the first thing we need to do here? Yes, it is balance. We need to balance. We have 2 H's here, but over here we have 1, 2, 3 H's. So, I feel like if we put a 2 here and a 2 here, then we have 4 H's and 4 H's. That gives me 2 oxygens and 2 oxygens. I need a 2. 2, 2, 2, 1. Now, let's get to work. 20 grams of lithium are added. How are we going to convert 20 grams of lithium to moles of lithium? How are we going to find that number to put there? You're right. We're going to say 20 divided by 7 grams. Because 7 grams, that's the number for lithium on the periodic table. 20 divided by 7 equals 2.86. 2.86 moles. How many grams of hydrogen gas? Well, first we need to solve for how many moles. 2.86 is to 2 as x is to 1. What is x? X is going to be 1.43 moles. You're correct. 1.43 moles. But that's not what the question asks. The question asks how many grams should be produced. How are we going to convert 1.43 moles to grams? It's hydrogen gas. That's right, we're going to multiply by 2 grams. So 1.43 times 2 grams coincidentally gives us 2.86 grams. Now that's a coincidence that this number and this number are the same. It just so happens that hydrogen only weighs 2 grams. So that's just a coincidence. All right. 2.86 grams should be produced. But what if it wasn't? What if we did this and we actually got the bubbles of hydrogen gas and we captured them and we measured them and we found only 1.9 grams was actually produced, Then I could ask you a question. I could say, what was the percent yield? It's called percent yield. Now here's the thing, people. Am I spelling yield right? Yes, I was. You know, sometimes you think you're losing your mind. All right, anyway, the percent yield. These equations, when we work them out in real life, they don't actually happen perfectly. Okay, we can predict what would happen, and we would predict that 2.86 grams would be produced. But that doesn't mean it's actually going to happen. Now, if only 1.9 grams was produced, then only 1.9 out of the actual predicted amount happened. So we'd say 1.9 divided by 2.86, we actually only had a 66% yield. We only made 66% of what we expected. And we're going to talk about that tomorrow. It's called percent yield.